Hey, what's up, AP World? We are continuing our presidency series with James K. Polk, the United States' 11th president. Just a quick reminder, if you want the PowerPoint that is used in this video, please click the link in the description below to download it from APUSHreview.com. All right, let's start off talking about the election of 1844. James K. Polk, here he is. He becomes the first dark horse candidate in U.S. history. And what a dark horse candidate is a surprise candidate who no one really sees coming. And he really comes out of nowhere at the Democratic Convention in 1844. He is picked ahead of people like Martin Van Buren. Henry Clay was nominated by the Whigs, and Polk campaigned on being an avid expansionist. He was in favor of manifest destiny, or expanding the United States from the Atlantic to the Pacific. He ends up defeating Henry Clay, as you can tell by this electoral map, in 1844, and he becomes the 11th president. And his nickname is Young Hickory because he was a protege of Andrew Jackson, whose nickname was Old Hickory. And if you want a really good song that kind of summarizes James K. Polk's presidency, check out the band They Might Be Giants, their song James K. Polk. It really does a great job talking about his presidency and the election of 1844 itself. All right, so Polk was very ambitious, and he had four things he wanted to accomplish when he became president. The first two were Oregon and Texas. So in Oregon, the U.S. and Britain are jointly occupying the Oregon Territory. You can see the Oregon Territory over here. All of this area here, from 42 degrees up to 5440, is the Oregon Territory. It's kind of jointly occupied. And Polk is going to advocate shortly after becoming president 5440 or fight. He's going to want to claim all the way up here to this northern line up north. Eventually, the two sides, the U.S. and Britain, will settle on the 49th parallel, essentially the middle point here. And really, what this does is just continue the United States-Canada border all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Going to Texas. Texas declared independence from Mexico in 1836, and Polk campaigned on admitting Texas into the Union, which it does become a state during Polk's presidency. But the troubles only begin regarding Texas. And that's going to play a huge role in the Mexican-American War. So the U.S. and Mexico recognized different boundaries for Texas, and the dispute was between the Nueces River and the Rio Grande River. So the U.S. wants to claim all the way down here to the Rio Grande, whereas Mexico says, no, you only get to the Nueces River. So everything here in this green section is going to be disputed territory. So eventually, Polk is going to send the military down in between the Nueces and the Rio Grande rivers, and there will be an attack on the American military. And Polk will claim that American blood was spilled on American soil. So there's a young congressman from Illinois who introduces a series of resolutions called the Spot Resolutions. This is Abe Lincoln. And he wants to know the exact location or the exact spot that the Americans were attacked. We're going to flash forward to the end of the war. If you want more information on this, I do have a video on the Mexican-American War. But the war ends with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and the U.S. gains the entire Mexican Cession, which is the southwestern portion of the United States. And the U.S. pays Mexico $15 million, I should say, not $15, $15 million. And the U.S. now completes Manifest Destiny and has all the present land in the continental United States except for this little piece called the Gadsden Purchase. Okay, two other plans for Polk were to deal with tariffs and establish an independent treasury. And it's important to remember that Polk was a Democrat. And Democrats want to see the tariff rates go down. Think DD, Democrats down, Democrats down. So an example of this is the Walker tariff, which was created by the Secretary of Treasury, Walker. And this reduced the tariff rate substantially, and it helped lead to an increase in trade with other countries, which actually produced quite a bit of revenue for the United States since trade increased. Okay, let's talk about the independent treasury, which was the Democrats' answer to no longer having a Bank of the United States or the bus. And this stated that all government money would be held in the Treasury building in sub-treasuries in cities. In other words, the government money would not be held in any banks and any privately owned banks. This is their answer again to not having a Bank of the United States. All right, let's talk about the impact of Polk's presidency. Few presidents have done as much in one term, or really any terms, as Polk has. It was really unprecedented, the amount that he was able to accomplish in just 4 years. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Manifest Destiny is complete with the exception of this little brown area here, the Gadsden Purchase, and that will come about in the 1850s. However, as a result of some of the things that occurred in his presidency, tensions between the North and the South are going to drastically increase. And it mostly has to do with that manifest destiny. The question is, would this land that is gained be slave or free? The Wilmot Proviso will come about, which was never passed in Congress, but it was the idea that all land gained from Mexico would be free, would not be slave land. And also, we'll see in the Compromise of 1850, the country is really close to civil war. I do have a video on the Compromise of 1850 if you want to check that out as well. All right, that's everything you need to know about the presidency of James K. Polk. Thank you very much for watching. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you like this video, please hit the like button below if you found this helpful. If you could take a moment and let anybody you know that would benefit from this video, please share this with them. And if you have any questions, comments, ideas for videos, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good day, guys.